here on a Saturday, May 4th or 5th, I forget what day it is, 2025. And man, this day, I have been waiting for this day actually since August, because that's how far back we have been talking about this. That's Muscle Man Brian and I have been talking about this, and that is wax dipping our bee boxes. And way back in August, Brian tells me, Mr. Ed, I'm gonna go ahead and get us a rig, fix up a tank, and we're gonna take the wax dipping boxes and equipment on the road. So let's get to it. So this is back in August, he tells me, and now it's in we're in April, January, March, April, May. We're in May, and we're finally getting around to doing it for ourselves. So the last week I finished building 170 boxes. Brian's got equipment, and we actually started this process this morning. It was actually 5 o'clock when Brian pulled up this morning, and it just takes so long for the wax to melt. Well, it's not wax, it's microcrystalline. It's 100% microcrystalline, and Muscle Man Brian's going to talk all about that. Now, you may be able to by now hear the sound of like a jet engine. Listen. And if you can, that is the roar of the burners going underneath the big kettle. And we got Good Time Charlie here, as well as Muscle Man Brian. And check it out. There they are, hard at it. We've already got the boxes unloaded from the trailer on the other side, and our temperature is just about up to speed. So we're going to get Muscle Man Brian to talk about all this stuff that we're getting ready to do. Hey, tell everybody hello. Hello. Oh, that's so enthusiastic.
Hello.
Come on, Good Time Charlie.
I thought I was coming to a crawfish boil.
Well, it's a boil, but not...
It's a boil, but it's nothing but boxes.
So by the grace of God, we're going to get all this equipment cooked up and ready to go for our bees, because come Monday, they're going out on the hives. Let's get to cooking some bees boxes. We're just going to let Muscle Man Brian talk about the whole procedure. So I'll ask you some questions, Brian. First, what is in the tank?
Okay, in the tank we have a microcrystalline, pure microcrystalline.
What is the difference between paraffin and microcrystalline?
Okay, paraffin has a much lower melting point. It also, the hydrocarbons allow the petrochemical in it to come out. This is more locked. That's why microcrystalline costs more. It will retain that. It actually has a higher oil content, but it doesn't let it out. That's why it's better to do for your bee boxes, and it was also what's more expensive.
So is there any difference in the longevity of just using a mix of say paraffin and rosin, or just a mixture of paraffin and microcrystalline?
From what I've seen, basically the paraffin, we're in South Louisiana. If you're in any type of hot area as well, I mean, some of the paraffin can melt as low as like 115 degrees. So if you start looking at that, you could actually have paraffin running out of your hive with our heat down here. But the microcrystalline also acts as a hardener, and it locks it inside the wood. So once again, more expensive as well.
So what is the absorption rate of, do you know that, of the microcrystalline when you dip your boxes or equipment into it? Do you know what the absorption rate is in the wood?
I don't technically have that for you, but I know that it's like temperature oriented, like as far as time. Like if you're going to do it at 275, then you need to leave it in the wax for quite a bit of time, up to 15 minutes possibly, to really get the absorption, to get it to go in.
So what are we gonna bring this temperature?
We're gonna like our flash point on this. Well, number one, our melt point is 175, 180,
Okay.
which is high. And also, I have a blend coming in because we're a little short on this tank. But our next one, I have a blend coming in that'll melt right at 200, and we're gonna blend those two microcrystallines together. But we'll dip at really. You only need 3 minutes at 310.
So that's our temperature.
We're gonna shoot to keep it at 310 to 330 because it was just probably 350.
Yeah,
but anyway,
we just shot it.
But at that temperature, 3 minutes is really all you need to cook the wood, and then to have once we flip it up here, it'll all suck right inside, and then you're ready to go.
So would you explain the process of how this work, or you want to demonstrate it?
Okay, yeah. What kind of? You can see we got one. We got a box up here already. You can see it's your normal 12 deep.
10.
10 deep. Slide that on there. We'll slide this one on here. And we'll slide this one on. One down the middle. Put this other one over there. One more for good measure.
So now it's all loaded. Now what?
Now we're loaded. So we got 6 in there. So basically we'll take these 6 and we'll flip them down and in.
So how hard is it to do that?
It's not that hard, but it's got some weight to it. Alright, so they're in. And then we'll let the top fold down, close. As you can see, it's submerging them underneath. And now they're cooking.
Alright, so we're going to fire up the burners.
We had to turn the burners off because it's just quite noisy.
Right.
These are crawfish burners. So you get the, but anyway. So we're going to just basically move back to one burner. We had 2 to get everything melted because it got it hot, real hot. These are almost 300,000 BTUs a piece. So we could have melted this tank probably in a couple hours easy, but instead it probably took us about, what, 3?
Yeah.
Because we went kind of slow.
Right.
This is our first time running this rig, so we're learning as we go.
Let's get this thing fired up and cook some boxes.
Sounds good. 200 more pounds of wax.
Yep.
So Brian, what did we learn today, Brian?
All right, we learned that we need more wax, definitely. We need to at least be up about right here to the wax. And right now, we're just below this because the shipment came in short. It was supposed to be 1,000 pounds. I only got 700. So anyway, there's another basically 450 pounds on the way right now. So we're going to come back at a later date. We're going to finish up. But so wax needs to be up to here. Right here, I might, not before the next time, but right here weld like a piece of angle iron just across there so that when this flips over, it stops about right there.
Right.
So that when you pull the top down, it uses that as a fulcrum and gets it all the way up to here. Once it gets it up to here, it's easy just to push it out and finish versus having to hump it from all the way down here with, you know what, I mean, it feels like it's probably at least 150 pounds when you're really pushing on it. So that would change that.
All right, so we learned that one, we need more
We
wax.
need more wax.
We need to add a little bit of iron to our
A little stainless.
just
right
so that we get our angle up.
here, so that it stops about right there. Because you can pull the lid with a nice handle back here, and it will then bring this up to this point. Then you can just have somebody on the side, or even you can hold onto the handle over there at that point and pull it up with yourself, because there's just not much weight left. We have it all the way in the bottom with all the weight on it, pulling it up completely up, so it's just...
And what about the temperature?
Temperature, we're gonna have to bring it up, because today we couldn't really tell our temperature, because it's not covered in wax. We shot it with a gun, it showed 275, then it got foamy and we couldn't really tell the temperature. You could hear it when we had both of those burners under. It sounded like an egg in grease and bacon.
Right.
Now that's probably where we want it at, because when that wood hits it, I mean, you're talking 3.5, 4 minutes, and that's all you're gonna need.
So when you were doing these last batches, what did you wound up with a little bit longer time
Right.
to compensate for the temperature drop?
Right, we went to 8 minutes to kind of compensate for the temperature being lower. And it actually, it really worked, because as soon as we brought them out, you saw a heavy foam on the wood coming down, and then it just disappeared and it went inside. And there was not near as much to scrape off.
Right, because there was a lot of scraping to do. But we still wound up doing 20 boxes today, so that's going to be enough for like a small batch.
Yeah.
Me and Charlie get those things out. So we'll be back next week.
Next week.
We'll, with all of our issues straightened out.
Right.
A lot of more wax.
A lot more wax.
And then the rest of our boxes will be
Right.
done. Plus we have bottom boards, screen inner covers. We have what else over there?
Telescoping tops are over
Telescoping tops here. So there's a lot of besides just the bee boxes. We have other things that we want to wax dip as well.
I was just happy we didn't crack into this tank, because that was a big tank.
Yeah.
we used one little one, 120, and we're probably about 3/4 of the way through that other 20. So I mean, that wasn't too bad of a fuel burn for what we got.
Yeah, and it really this was the shakedown cruise. We just because I didn't know anything about it. I certainly didn't know anything about it, and so this is his baby, and he's learning, and we're just enjoying the fact that he's learning and we don't have to.
Right. But
anything else? Charlie, you witnessed the whole thing.
What?
Yeah, you witnessed the whole thing.
I did. I'm back here. Hang on, guys. I'm coming.
We'll make sure we don't lose you.
Yeah, I was here. I was here the whole
Yeah.
time. So I thought it was very interesting. Big learning curve, but that's what it takes. A little bit of failure always results into something successful.
Now the good thing is that Brian's not going to have to pull the trailer back home. We can leave it underneath the
Oh,
covering right
that's
here.
wonderful.
And all of our boxes still be staying on here. So all that part, that's all. It'll all work
Save
out.
us a little work.
That's
Yeah.
gonna work.
And you know what? In the end, it's still going to work out.
That's right. And Brian's the one that was claiming he was hungry.
Oh,
Ah!
He's getting ready to hit a sushi
What are we going?
bar.
Yeah, what are we going to go
we're
do?
doing all you can eat sushi right now. We're about to put a hurting on. It's gonna be on.
So that's it.
That's it, man.
So thanks for watching.
Keep on watching.
We'll be making more.
God bless, Mr. Ed.
Good time, Charlie.
Muscle Man Brian.
Muscle Man Brian. We're out here until the next one. God bless everybody.
God bless
Thank
you.
y'all.
Have a great day.
Well, folks, once again, I got tricked. I thought I was coming to a crawfish boil, but it's not a crawfish boil. I show up, there's 170 boxes loaded on a trailer that they're getting ready to cook in this huge apparatus that was built strictly for these bee boxes and preserving these bee boxes. What an operation. I mean, you never know what you're gonna find when you come over to Mr. Ed's bee house.